2025, there's not. We can't hustle. People don't want to hustle in 2025.
Okay, that I agree. People don't want to hustle, I agree. But look, everything is not for everybody. You, Wadmaya, and some other young fellow I only got to know about during the campaign, Kali J.
I talk to students a lot. And sometimes they tell me stories that are unable to make it on camera. It has to do with inspiration. They're being able to take inspiration from people who have gone ahead in life. So one of the things I want to do this year is to really get in touch with prominent people, high-profile people who have made it in the society, and they can share a little story that could encourage these students. So thank God I have found you here.
No, I'm not prominent yet.
You are honorable. You've been a minister before. Yes. So I mean, you are somebody that somebody is daring to meet, but they've never gotten the opportunity. And you are also a role model to so many people.
Wow.
Yeah. So so a word or two from you I think it will go a long way to inspire people. Just briefly, how was it with you when you were in high school?
So I think that I went to secondary school unprepared. I went to St. Louis Secondary School when I was 11. And I had
you said
never...
when you were 11?
Yes. I'd never lived away from my parents. So, and I was born in Accra. So when I was sent to Kumasi, at the time it was a lot of bush. I don't think I recovered even till I left secondary school. It was a most traumatic period for me. And it affected my grades and my studies. But when I failed my first O-level, I learned my lesson.
Oh, you failed before?
I did. I'm not embarrassed to say it because it should inspire somebody that you can fall but you must rise. So even though I didn't go to class 4 and class 5, from class 4 I went to class 6, and then I wrote common entrance and passed. But I saw...
What was it like that?
Because I was jammed, I was promoted, and I went to secondary school in a totally unfamiliar terrain. Birmingham is all cement, right? And then I go to St. Louis Secondary School. There were millipedes and centipedes everywhere.
Where St. Louis?
Yes, in Kumasi. And it was a very traumatic experience. So I probably just went into another mode, like a caterpillar into a butterfly. So I also missed opportunity to go straight into university because by which time my parents were on retirement, and I didn't know what I was going to do, so I had to work. And I've been working since I was 17 into 18 years. So now I'm almost 60.
First of all, you grew up at Birmingham.
Yes, I was born in Birmingham. Yes.
And then after high school,
yes, I came back to Accra.
You came back to Accra. How long did it take you before you entered university?
10 years. 10 years. I had to work. I had to discover myself. I had to pick up the pieces, save every peso so I could buy that form and pay my university fees so I could go to school. So yeah, I joined Talent Theatre Company, which used to be the Ish theatre group to belong to back in the day. This is in the 80s, and through the acting in theatre, I had opportunity to go on television. We had only GTV at the time. We had only GTV, so to be able to get onto GTV was a big deal. And through that also, I started acting for NAFTI, students who were film students and those who went to productions. And then adverts started coming my way, and I saved every peso that I made because I wanted to go back to school. I knew I had made a mistake not paying attention in secondary school and not passing once and for all. So I determined to pick up the pieces and follow the path that my mother had told me that I had to be on. And it took me 10 years to be able to do that.
Amazing.
Yes.
But then I've heard stories of you selling things like Abu Jabbar and all
Oh,
that.
yes, at the Art Center, many people know my story. So my girlfriend, Agnes Pamford, she works at the National Theatre now. She was working for Africania Mission, and they sold their books on their religion and so on. But also there were people who brought carvings and little things for her to sell alongside the books. And she said, look, we are both struggling. We both need money. So come, let's do this. And so when the vendors bring her things to sell, she'll give me maybe 3 or 4. And on the high streets at the Art Center.
Gathering money for school.
Yeah, I had to make some money, decent money. Look, I'm Catholic, by the way. And my parents were pretty strict. I'm a soldier's daughter. And, you couldn't mess around. So I had to learn how to make decent money from a very young age. So we sell the carvings. If she gave it to me and said it's 20 CDs for one, if I managed to sell it at 30 CDs, the 10 CDs is my bonus.
Yes.
So I learned that trick very fast. And then after a while, when I traveled outside Ghana, I realized that there were countries that had vegetables and ingredients that we have here, but they cook them differently. So whatever I go to do there, I make time to buy their ingredients, find a kitchen, cook it real fast, and sell.
On a foreign land.
And
Wait, say it
Also,
again.
like-
Like when you travel outside
Yeah.
the country.
so, like, I'll hear that the maybe through the National Commission on Culture that there's a trade fair in, for example, Santo Domingo, which I've been to, or I went to Angola, and then I've been to Trinidad and Tobago, and they all have something that's similar to food, but they cook them differently. So then I'll purchase it and find somebody's kitchen and cook and sell.
Right there at the spot.
Right there.
And
Yes.
sometimes
So
you-
for 5 years, I used to go and sell clothes and food, and then cook and sell in Trinidad and Tobago. So they know me pretty well there during the Emancipation Week.
So now this is the twist. A lot of high school students are watching you, and they might be thinking that, well, that was down the years. But today is 2024, 2025, and a lot has changed. So maybe
What has changed? The sun still rises from the east and sets in the west.
in terms of the hustling, maybe they might be thinking that this 2025 we can't hustle. People don't want to hustle in 2025.
Okay, that
like-
I agree. People don't want to hustle, I agree.
True.
But look, everything is not for everybody. You, Wadmaya, and some other young fellow I only got to know about during the campaign, Kali J, I think. Kali J or Kali J?
Kali J.
Okay, so the 3 of you, for example, there are other people doing other things on the internet. Are they as successful as you all? No. So it may not be for you. I've braided hair before. Me buttery rough. I braid hair. Yeah. I've braided hair for a living before. Even now, I can braid hair. So you have to identify what's your calling and what's your gift. And the more you invest in what is destined for you, that's when you become successful.
Amazing.
There is not equal. God didn't make anything equal. Let's be true about this. Everything God has done is yin yang. Is day and is night. Is fire and is water. Is woman and is man. Everything is different. So you have to go within yourself. What is your calling? Copying is why you fail. You can't keep copying people. You have to be original. There can be only one Goshes. There can be one Goshes who is working with high schools around the world. There can be only one Wadimaya jumping on every aircraft available and making us laugh our heads off, right? So you can't have a photocopy of Wadimaya. Who wants a photocopy when you have the original? Who wants a photocopy of Goshes when we have the real one sitting here? So I think that, and I've said this on many platforms, that my late mother said that out of her children, I popped out of her womb dancing. And I'm still dancing like I'm 20 years old. I love to dance. If I tell you where I was last night, in Chacorette. I was out dancing till about 1 a.m. yesterday.
Like literally dancing?
Dancing, yeah. Dancing, real dancing. I went out dancing till 1 a.m. And now I'm on my way to my constituency now, and I'm half asleep on the road. Because I'm exhausted from dancing so much. So if it's not you, just find you. Go within and find you. And if you can't find it easily, ask God. You were created by something. You believe in that something. Ask it. I was created in the image of God and likeness. So for me, God is female. You don't have to agree with me. It's my opinion. I'm entitled to that. So I asked her, help me find me. Help me recognize me. And then create opportunities for me to meet people who will help me achieve that thing which is me. And I'm one of the few lucky ones. I met the right people at the right time. I met the late Ifa Sutherland of blessed memory at the drama studio. She used to read to us as children. I love reading. So when my mother heard about this, she herself never stepped foot there. She only said, it's there, go there, right? And I met her daughter, Auntie Professor Sutherland. Then I met Professor Martin Owusu when I was in my late teens. Then I met Kofi Potofi, Kofi Ato, Mame Dokuno. You know, I used to dance for Mame Dokuno. Obra. Did you ever watch Obra? You are too young.
Is it by the? Is different
by the
from
far? Yeah, by the far side, I produced by the far side. Mame Dokuno was the presenter and writer of the story, most of the stories. Yeah, but she had a, shall I call it, concert party group, and they also did Obra on television. Then we had only GTV. But she, in the live shows that she did, she would go around villages performing. And before the play starts, I used to do the floor show. I used to do the dancing. I do many Ghanaian dances. The sad one, how you show. As for Bajadi is my own. But advice for somebody else, right? Apatapa, what? Name it. So I found these people when I was young, and they had done what I wanted to do. So I only made it my own by using my strength, and look at me today. I'm still growing though. I'm still work in progress. I'm not done.
So the last thing, if you should go back in time to make the choices that you made that has brought you this far, would you have made the same choices?
I won't want to fail my O-level again because I was capable of passing. There was no reason why I should fail. There was no reason why I should go and fail O-level. But perhaps if I hadn't failed, I wouldn't have had all these experiences with all these people and become an actress, because I don't think I ever answered anybody that what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said acting. No, never came up. But you see, that falling made me get in touch with mud, the mud in which I fell. I felt it. It was tangible. I felt it. I smelled the earth. So that falling also gave me lessons. And so once I was ready to rise up again, I knew where to get the water to wash off the dust and the mud and to look forward. So maybe not change it, but I'd rather not fail an exam.
So I think that is it. The end goal of this conversation is to inspire you that in spite of all circumstances, you could still make it up without you not being wayward or just going through certain vices. Yeah, so let me know what you think about this conversation, and also who would you like to hear their story of high school to inspire you? Let me also know in the comment section.